Today's anniversaries. Discover the relevant events that took place in history on May 8th. According to the note by Rodrigo Gutiérrez González in INFOBAE, these are some. The anniversaries of the day offer us a window to the past, revealing the events and achievements that marked this date in previous years. In 927, on the eastern plateaus of Bosnia, near the Drina River, border between the Kingdom of Croatia and the First Bulgarian Empire, Tomislav of Croatia defeats Simeon I of Bulgaria in the Battle of the Bosnian Plateaus. According to the note by Rodrigo Gutiérrez González in INFOBAE, these are some of the most relevant. In 1120, Richard III of Capua is appointed prince 2 weeks before he dies. In 1153, in Scotland, Malcolm IV becomes king. In 1328, in France, Philip VI is crowned king. In 1517, in Spain, several Dominican and Franciscan friars, headed by Friar Pedro de Córdoba, write a letter to the kings of Spain, known as the Latin Letter, in defense of the natives of America. In 1647, in the United States, Peter Stuyvesant is appointed Director General of the New Netherlands. In 1703, in Russia, Tsar Peter the Great founded the city of St. Petersburg. In 1792, in Paris the guillotine is used for the first time. 1798, the Battle of Ullart Hill is fought in Wexford, Ireland. In 1812, on San Sebastián Hill, near the city of Cochabamba, Bolivia, within the framework of the South American Wars of Independence, the Royalist Army under the command of the Peruvian General José Manuel de Goyeneche, 1776 to 1846, murders the women of the city, heroines of the crown. In 1813, in the War of 1812, in Canada, American forces capture Fort George. In 1849, the Great Hall at Euston Station opens in London. In 1850, in England, Queen Victoria suffers an attack. In 1860, in Sicily, the mercenary Giuseppe Garibaldi begins the attack against Palermo as part of the Italian unification. In 1867, in Madrid, Spain, Queen Isabel II grants the town of Sancti Spiritus the title of City. In 1883, Alexander III is crowned Tsar of Russia. In 1895, Cuba buries the patriot José Martí with honors. In 1895, in London, British Empire, the writer Oscar Wilde is sentenced to 2 years in prison with hard labor due to his homosexuality. In 1896, in St. Louis, Missouri, and East St. Louis, Illinois, a tornado with force F4 kills at least 255 people. In 1905, in the Battle of Tsushima, the Japanese destroy the Russian fleet. In 1907, a resurgence of the bubonic plague begins in San Francisco, California. In 1908, Maulana Hakim Nur-ud-Din is elected first caliph of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, created by Ghulam Ahmad. In 1919, the NC-4 plane arrives in Lisbon after its first transatlantic flight. In 1920, in Czechoslovakia, Tomáš Masaryk is elected president. In 1927, in the United States, the Ford Motor Company stops producing the Ford T and begins to rearm its plants to build the Ford A. In 1930, the Chrysler Building, 319M, is inaugurated in New York, the tallest in the world at that time. In 1931, in France, Auguste Piccard, the first man to reach the stratosphere, ascending in a balloon to 16,000 m high. In 1937, the Golden Gate Bridge is inaugurated in the city of San Francisco, California. In 1940, King Leopold III surrenders Belgium to Germany. In 1941, in the North Atlantic Ocean, British naval units locate and sink the German battleship Bismarck.
2086 Germans die.
In 1942, in Prague, Czechoslovakia, the Czech resistance carries out an attack and kills Reinhard Heydrich, the protector of the Reich in Bohemia and Moravia and one of the most powerful men in Nazi Germany, suffers an attack during Operation Anthropoid. In response, the Nazis kill all the inhabitants of the Czech village of Lidice. In 1947, after the Mauthausen trial, the Allies execute 22 convicted Nazis. In 1956, on Bikini Atoll in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, the United States detonates the 3,500 KT Zuni atomic bomb, name of a Native American ethnic group. It is the first test of a bassoon device, a three-stage hydrogen bomb design. This is bomb number 73 of 1,132 that the United States detonated between 1945 and 1992. In 1956, on Eniwetok Atoll, 340 kilometers west of the previous one, the United States detonates the Yuma atomic bomb, name of a Native American ethnic group, of 0.19 kT. It was a fizzle, a failed bomb, but the device was a microbomb weighing just 44 kilograms. In 1964, in Jerusalem, Israel, 422 congressmen representing refugee camps, trade union and business organizations, cultural personalities, and youth and women's groups create the PLO, Palestine Liberation Organization. In 1964, in Colombia, Manuel Marulanda Vélez founded the FARC. In 1964, Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru dies in India. He is succeeded by Lal Shastri. In 1976, in Buenos Aires, the Argentine civil-military dictatorship, 1976 to 1983, disappears, kills, Raimundo Glazer, 1941 to 1976, a 34-year-old Argentine film director, critic and journalist. In 1983, in Ñuñoa, commune of Santiago de Chile, the fire department is founded. In 1987, the Chilean Cecilia Balaco won the Miss Universe contest, thus becoming the first and so far only representative of her country to achieve this. In 1988, in the United States, the Senate ratifies an agreement to eliminate 2,600 missiles from the arsenals of the United States and the Soviet Union. In 1990, Cesar Gaviria is elected as the new president of Colombia. In 1992, at the Palomar Observatory, astronomer Eleanor Helen discovers an asteroid that orbits the Sun once every 3.58 years. She will name it the Braille asteroid. In 1994, Alexander Solzhenitsyn returns to Russia after 20 years of exile. In 2004, in the Dominican Republic, 410 people died when the Sole River overflowed. In 2006, in Java, Indonesia suffers a violent earthquake of magnitude 6.1 on the Richter scale. More than 8,000 people die and more than 32,000 are injured. In 2007, in Venezuela, President Hugo Chavez decides not to renew the expired radio concession of the private Venezuelan television station Radio Caracas Television, RCTV, due to its participation in the 2002 coup d'état and numerous violations of the law. In 2007, municipal and regional elections are held in Spain. The Popular Party gets more votes, but the Spanish Socialist Workers' Party expands its territories. In 2009, in Rome, Italy, Football Club Barcelona wins its third UEFA Champions League against Manchester United at the Olympic Stadium in Rome. In 2010, in Guatemala, the Pacaya volcano erupts 15 kilometers from the capital, Guatemala, causing a rain of ash on the city. Noti: 7 reporter Aníbal Archila, one of the first journalists to reach the city, dies. Cover the event. In 2016, in Hiroshima, Japan, United States President Barack Obama visits the Hiroshima Peace Memorial. Instead of asking for forgiveness, as a representative of the executive branch of the United States, directly responsible for the death of 0.3 million civilians in the atomic attacks of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he states impersonally that death fell from the sky. In 2021, the special episode Friends, the reunion premiered on HBO Max.